Hello, I am back, and I told you guys I was going to can carrots, and here we are. That day is today. I'm going to take you guys along with me and show you step by step what I'm going to do, and it's going to be a busy day. So hang on just a second and we'll get started. I'm going to go ahead and probably peel all these up and get them really nice and clean. That way that boring part's out of the way. But I will be right back. Okay, I thought I'd show you guys a couple of the tools that I use to make this a little bit easier. This is something that I love and I've had it for a long time. This is a ceramic peeler. If you ever see one of these, get one. They're really sharp and they're really worth it. And I also have a Japanese vegetable cutting knife. That's my husband's. But I use it whenever I want, so. But, see, that's so easy. I like this much better than the metal ones that I've had. Except for, I did have a good one time by Rada Cutlery, and I really loved it. My mom got it for me, and I do not know where it went over these years. It just disappeared. That happens to a lot of things around here. I don't know what happens to them. But, anyway. Alright, now with that, you just want to cut the very ends of the carrots off. And with these, you don't have to make them all perfect or exact. But you want good chunky sizes here. And, oops. I'm being really clumsy today, so I'm just going to warn you guys ahead of time. But I'm putting them in, I can't talk either, my strainer over here for when I get that full. I'm going to go ahead and wash them one more time before they go into the jars, and then we'll be able to start that. But I'll be back when this is finished. Hold tight. Okay, I have all the carrots processed now, and they're ready to be canned. I have them divided in half because I'm going to do half savory and half sweet. So one of these recipes is going to be from the ball canning book. It's USDA approved. The other recipe, I've seen a few of the ladies in my homesteading group use it, and I've also seen a few ladies on YouTube use it, and that will be using onion soup mix. This one I just got at Aldi, and it was only 55 cents. So this is going to be really a cheap way to can the carrots. The sweet recipe is going to have brown sugar and orange juice in it, and I already know that's going to be good, so I'm not worried about that one. This is the first time I'm doing the onion soup mix, but I'm going to have water on both these pans for that, and I will be back in just a minute. Okay, now back here I have the sweet glaze that's going to go over the carrots, and in this pan I have the plain water to boil the carrots. It's not really going to cook them, but it's pretty much to blanch them, I believe, to stop the enzymes from doing what they do. I have the pressure cooker over here heating up. It has about 3 inches of water in it. I will say I have a smooth top stove. Some manufacturers say that you should not can on those stoves, but it's really up to you. Just know your risk when you get into this. It's not really recommended, but there's so many people that do it, and thankfully you don't have anything happen. So I wanted to show you guys that you can do it. You just have to do it at your own risk. There are other options, though, that I want to show you. If I can move the camera right quick. Up here, I have this, it's a double hot plate, and this one's by Cuisinart. I did make sure that when I bought one, I got one hot enough. And this is what I use when I water bath can, because a water bath canner will not work on the glass top stove, or at least it won't work as efficiently, and it takes forever. So I use that, and you can also use it with a pressure cooker or a pressure canner, and it would totally get the job done. If that's what you would feel safer doing, I highly recommend that. I've had this stove for almost 20 years now. I'm going to keep it until it stops working, or until it gets messed up. Either way. But yeah, as soon as these start boiling, I'll film that part, and then we will start canning, and hopefully this won't take forever. But we're getting there, guys. I'm trying not to make this a long video, but I'll be back. Okay, now both of these have come to a boil, and I've set the timer on my stove for 5 minutes. After that 5 minutes is up, that's when I will begin placing these in the jars. And I'm probably, for the first ones, going to do the savory recipe, and then I will move on to the sweet for the second batch. But I will be back when I start that. Okay, we are ready to can. I hope you guys will be able to hear me over here. I don't exactly have the best setup to be doing this and recording it. So we're just going to do the best we can right now. All these carrots I'm putting in the pint-sized jars. When it's time to put them in the pressure canner, they'll be in there for about 25 minutes. I've had these jars in the oven, kind of sterilizing, even though you don't have to do that when you're pressure canning. But they're really hot. And you can kind of bang them like that, and the carrots will start actually moving down. So you have less air in there. And a couple more over here. Okay. Now I'm going to start putting the liquid in here. It's a little bit too much. This recipe calls for 1 inch of headspace, so I can already tell you I'm a little bit over what it needs to be. Just barely. You need to take these tools like this and debubble it. And sometimes that will make a little bit more room. And it did. Okay, we're right about there. Woo. Okay. Now, I always take a cloth or a paper towel and clean the rim of the jar off with vinegar. I absolutely hate the smell of vinegar. And this onion soup mix that I almost forgot. You need 1 tablespoon of that. Just put it in there on the top. Okay. Make double sure that rim is clean. And I've got my lids that are clean. right here waiting. Now, you only need to get, where is my cloth? Hang on just a second. I did have the cloth. Oh, there it is. You only need to get your lids finger tight. You don't need to sit there and try to wrench them down. That's all it needs. It actually needs a little bit of room in there. Okay, now I've already got my water in my pressure canner. That looks really pretty. But I've already got my water in my pressure canner. Pretty warm. You don't want to stick your jars in there and then have thermal shock. So you need to have the water in your pressure canner similar to the water that you have put inside of your jars. I'll do one more. And then I'll stop the camera and go ahead and finish this up. For anyone that's new to canning, it's not as scary as you think it is once you actually start doing it. And there's a ton of videos that you can watch to help you learn. I grew up with my mom canning every single year, and of course I was young back then and didn't realize how special that was. And people don't do it very much nowadays. It's kind of become a lost art. You really can benefit from canning your own food. For one, it's healthier. You know exactly what you've put into it, and if you grow your own food, you know exactly how it was grown. But you also get a sense of pride. You made your family's food completely. Alright, that'll do that one. I remember the excitement she used to have when she would sit and watch and listen for the cans to seal. That pop, every time she was so excited. And I totally understand that now that I do it. I get excited every time I hear the jars seal. It's hard to understand if you've never done it before, but it's exciting. Okay. I think they're so pretty also. Home canned food is just gorgeous. Alright, now you can see that's just a little bit above an inch. But these things are going to cook down just a little bit, so I'm not that worried about it. Bounce it one more time. I made my dog bark because we thought someone was knocking on the door. Okay, and here we are with a tablespoon. Now we clean the rim with the vinegar again. We'll get us a lid on here. And they're really pretty. If you're new to canning, this is a jar lifter. Now this is just a pair of tongs. It's not really anything to do with canning, but I use it to lift my jars out of the water when they're in a water bath canner, when I'm heating the jars up and I pour the water out with these. And when they're in the oven getting hot, I use this also to pick up the jars. And this is what you put inside of your jars to fill them. It keeps any kind of residue from getting on the outside of the jars. Of course, this is the thing that gets the air bubbles out and measures any kind of depths that you need in there. This you can get on Amazon, or you can find them sometimes at the stores, but I think it's easier just to order those. But I'm going to go ahead and fill the rest of these jars up, and then I'm going to come back and show you the sweet carrots. But I'll be back in just a second. Okay. Now, so far I have, 6, 7 of the onion soup mix Rebel canning carrots. What I'm going to do here is double layer this as soon as I can find the insert. Hang on just a second. Okay. Sorry guys. I wasn't sure where I stuck that at, but that is the other insert that keeps the jars off of the other jars. And what I'm going to do is double layer this. Now I've got the water ready for the sweet carrots, so let me get them in there and I will be back in just a minute. Okay, we are ready to start on the sweet carrots. Now this, I'm going to have to walk around quite a bit. I'm sorry guys, but my pan that's holding the other stuff is way back there. Once I stop recording, I can actually move it closer to me and get this done a little bit easier. So I'm probably just going to, I might do 2 jars. We'll see. But let's begin. Sometimes you can push these down just a little bit with your fingers. They are super hot, but there we go. Okay. Now we're going to start the liquid. I'm going to try not to drip this everywhere because it does have brown sugar in it. Which after canning, sometimes it's just better to go ahead and mop the floor because you never know what you dripped. There's always some kind of mess to clean up. Okay, for these they need the same headspace, so I'm going to just do them the same way. Debubble it. Might need just a little bit more liquid. That's good. Okay. Clean the rim of the jar really well. Cap it. Alright, now that's what the one with the brown sugar and orange juice and water looks like. I'm going to set these on top. I'm going to go ahead and finish this and load it up and show you what it looks like then. And I'll be back in just a minute. Okay, I got 7 more pints. I I did have to do 2 of those with the onion mix because I didn't have enough of the sweet water with the orange juice and the sugar, but that was the right measurement according to Ball, but obviously not. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and get this lid on here, and then I'm gonna start bringing it up to pressure. Sometimes it takes me a few minutes to get this lid on. There we go. Alright. I'm going to turn this up just a little bit, and once the steam starts coming out of here for 10 minutes, I put the weight on there, and I'm going to try to keep this for my region at 10 pounds. And that's when, once I get it to 10 pounds, that's when I time it. And we're going to cook these for 25 minutes according to the Ball book. Some people do 30 minutes, some people do 35 minutes for carrots and pints, but according to Ball, it's 25, so we'll try it. Anyway, I'll be back then. Okay. See if I can get this in here where you guys can see. We're holding the pressure at right at 10 pounds. I've got this on medium heat now. I did have this on high for a good while before it finally was letting steam off like it should. That's the thing about these glass top stoves. They do take a little bit longer to come up like they're supposed to. If you have a gas stove, you're pretty lucky because those are so much easier. But anyways, I've been timing this already for a while. I'll get back with you when we are at 25 minutes and show you what the end product looks like. Okay, they are done. You can see the liquid in there boiling. I've had this open for 5 minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and start pulling some of these out because they, some of them are already starting to seal. They look pretty good. Okay. But that's what it looks like, guys. I'm gonna finish pulling these out and end this video now. I am tired and I'm ready to sit down and relax. But thanks for sticking through this very long video. If you did, I'm so sorry it took so long, but it's not an easy process. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. I love you guys. I'll see you next time. Bye.